And it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. Minnesota is a beautiful state, but it will be embedded by all kinds of refugees down south, Midwest, D-West, eastern states. And just a packed group of people sitting there filthy, dirty, looking for something to drink and really worrying about what to eat. It's like the foreign armies press them into this spot. But before they can do anything with these armies, or the armies can do anything with them, the great hand of God 3 times slaps down, covering all of at least America, probably North America. 3 times, wham! And wham! And wham! 3 times, 3 separate times. And this stuns the foreigners that now control us. And they literally, you will see this happen if you're a survivor, they will literally grab anything they can to get the heck off of North America's shore, at least the United States shore. Anything. Bicycles, anything with wheels. Horses. Even little cattle here and there. Something that, I mean, these guys get the heck out of here. And they go to the coast. I saw many go to the west coast and ships coming in and unload them or rather loading them on like Dover, the cliffs of Dover incident during World War II. And getting the heck off of America. I mean, nothing left. Not anything left of a foreign military person, be officer or little guy, other than those who were unable to leave. And they get off, and they go home. God saves that which remains called America. And by then, it's all, not very much land left, the water's there. Maybe the earth is doing it, the earth movement. I don't know what the 3 jars are, but I know that the earth, when she moves, when she rolls again, she will do exactly like she did the last 2 or 3 times. Roll 3 jerks before the roll is completed. And a lot of people will be dead in all over the continents and islands, all over our earth. And I think that might be the 3 hits that does. That causes these guys, they want to go home and see if their family's alive. They don't want to stay here. And they're scared to death of us for some reason. God is protecting America. Not the government, but those of right heart. And we become docile, in a sense. We become holy. Holy, really holy, over time. But we do not become king crap, leader of world governments. Never again. We become holy, and people do come to us. This is still a long time up there. It's in the time of Christ when he returns. And we become a holy people, those who are left. But during this time of war, I watched in the vision shells from artillery pieces blowing up, but they were miniature atomic blasts. Now, mind you, this vision was taking place in the very early 70s. And I'm sure that they had it, but I had no idea about it. But I do know now that they have such shells. I was seeing it way in advance from my own knowledge. But I saw trees and stuff just denuded, dead, laying out there, what was laying. A few standing. It was horrific. And our soldiers battling the foreigners and stuff. The foreign soldiers, and dying out there. And the sky so dark. And explosions, screaming. And despair of our own military. And in all that mess, I watched people, civilians in a sense. I didn't see them with military, just normal you and I type people, walking through these vast killing fields, upright, praying for the dead and wounded, because the wounded didn't have much chance. So many that you might as well kiss your rear goodbye. But these people were in love with God, and if a shell blew up 10 feet away, or maybe even less, with all that shrapnel going through the air and the atomicness of it, breathable stuff, made no effect on these people that were out praying. Not in the least. Not even the explosion rocked their body. It was as if they were ghosts, but they were solid. And I understand that. I tell you true, if you can walk into a cliff face, energy is energy. It can happen. I myself personally, with my wife, once went through a car, never got hit. It passed through us, we passed through it. Energy, just matching energy, that's all we are anyway. So, that's what it is. People who loved God were in the battlefields, standing normally, walking normally, praying in love and caring, giving the last rites, and not a Catholic rite, but the rite of, I love you, to a dying soldier, male or female, because there were a lot of both, military. God loves you. Go in peace. As they die there, bleeding to death, in shock, and afraid of dying. These were ministering going about. It was wonderful to see. Our people, the people of right heart, have got capabilities that would make a tank stop dead in its track, and not a bullet to be fired from it, or a shell. We can walk through gases meant to kill anything that those gases are inhaled from. And we can walk through it in great joy, because we're dead, and He makes it possible. I was talking about the bounty hunters for water and money, running and hunting for sport, as well as the finances involved. And those people who run, what happened to the rapture, you know? We got people out there running. Where's this rapture that saves everybody that loves God? Number one, most of you don't love God. Most of you just want to save your butt when you die. You talk about loving God, but when it comes down to it, will you be out there in that war field praying? Chances are you won't. You let somebody else that truly trusts and loves God do it. But you can say all you want and smile all you want, but you ain't going to be there. But anyway, this great escape through Armageddon, through the ascension, the ones called rapture, the one called rapture, that word I don't think is even in the Bible, but it's ascension, going up. And you have three trains of thought. It's going to happen and we're all saved. And then it's going to happen right at the beginning and we're all saved. Or it'll happen sometimes during it and we're all saved. I tell you the truth, this has happened on earth before. The earth is flipped. There's been troubles before. And people have gone underground before. And many will now. God talks about it in the good book. He says that the Hebrew race will go into the mountains during this time of Armageddon. Does that mean into the little nooks and crannies there? Yeah, oh yes, it could mean that, and probably does. But I tell you true, the mountains there are what we call rotten mountains. It's as rotten as Swiss cheese, holes and air holes from one hole to another, tunnels and caves.